What's up, YouTube? So in this video, guys, I actually just finished editing my next upload here in the last couple of minutes, and I wanted to do a quick little upload and see if, well, a live feed, see if any of you guys are on. So hopefully some of you guys pop in here. If not, I'll take this video down. But if some of you guys start hopping in here, and just anyway, guys. So what's up, those of you guys getting in here? Let's start seeing some of you guys down in the chat. I'll get in there a little bit too. So anyway, guys, want to give a quick update here on the truck. So basically I just finished editing the video for my CNC fabrication high pressure oil pump. So that'll be going up later tonight. Joe, what's up, man? How you doing? And kind of talk to you guys as you guys have questions about some of my tuning for the truck and how the injectors are, turbo, the whole setup, and kind of give you guys a chance to interact with me a little bit before my next video goes live later this evening. So as you guys have questions about anything on the truck or the mod list, what's up, Nathan? How you doing, man? So a lot of you guys are new subscribers. We're getting so many new subscribers. It's awesome, and it's great to have all of you guys come in. And I can't say how much I appreciate all the support. But I wanted to be able to kind of break down the truck and do a live feed about some of the mods that are on the truck, where the truck sits now, what it's done in the past prior to injectors getting on it, and also just have an open-ended conversation. Any questions that you guys have, I want to see them in the comments here, and we'll go from there. So anyway, let's talk about the truck quick. And so it's an early 04 truck. It has the 03 motor in it. So I have just the log style oil rails and the round high pressure oil pump. It also had the biggest turbo that was offered on the 6-liter Power Strokes. It had a 59 millimeter compressor wheel and the 10 blade turbine, which is also the same turbine that's on the PowerMax turbo. Many of you guys already know all that information. So let's get to the fun stuff. Let's start talking mods that are done to the truck. And I'll kind of go, well, I guess first thing done, exhaust 4-inch MagnaFlow stainless steel exhaust. We have an S&B cold air intake on it. I love S&B filters, guys. Those of you guys that have been around, I always talk about how much I love their product. It's just an excellent product they put out there. And a huge fan. If you can get one of their filters, put it on there. Even if it's just one of their universal filters, they make great stuff. After that, we have a PowerMax Turbo with a cast wheel. I have no updates to that yet. I am planning on doing a dyno video with the cast wheel and a billet wheel, probably from KC Turbo, down the road at some point, probably in the fall. We'll get to that video. And then moving on from there, currently I have one of the cheap intercooler setups from eBay that a lot of you guys have probably seen. Those cheap, like $100, $125 intercooler pipe kits, which I'm planning on doing an update video on that in the near future. Why so up late, my dude? powerstroke, look, that's because I'm 3 to 11 nurse, and I only know being up late. Typically I'm still at work charting, so this is early to me. But bloke, I just finished editing my next video, but I wanted to do a live stream for you guys and kind of get some of the new subscribers up to date on what's going on with the truck, where it's currently at, some future plans, and some future plans for videos, and also give you guys a chance to ask me any questions that you may have that aren't always asked in the comments. So that's really what this is all about before I hit the upload button for the next video. So anyway, after the cheap intercooler pipe kits, I still have the stock intake elbow, but I am planning on upgrading that to one of the cheap eBay elbows. Emphasis on cheap, but they seem to do decent. But like I said, that's a future video with an update coming for you guys about how I feel about that setup. And then from there, that's where we start getting fun. We have a CSF 6028 intercooler, which has cast aluminum end tanks. It's thicker than the stock one. I have all stock intercooler pipes. Look, do you have the plastic cold side pipe? Because if not, you need to get, or if you do, you need to get rid of that. Get a metal one, bro. It's that plastic one's garbage. but still pushing 500 horsepower. Bloke, while you're in the comments, why don't you throw out what your truck has done to it? No, it's metal. I'm good. So why don't you throw your comments or mod list over there? So anyway, continuing, we have the big intercooler from CSF. It's like $350 and it's monster. Look, I have a video on it, guys. Check it out, where I showed that compared to the stock unit. It's awesome. Best intercooler for the money, in my opinion. So moving on, we have a ODOG ported intake manifold, one of his new castings, which is a really, really nice piece. Well made. I will say when it comes to replacing like your IPR valve on the early style models with that, it does become a bit of a pain in the butt because it's in your way. So that is one thing to consider. I told the mechanic that I go hang out with every now and then at his shop, Greg over at Diesel and Automotive, I did let him know, hey, that ODOG intake gets in the way of that. So if you have any early trucks coming in, make them replace the IPR at the same time because it's a pain in the butt. But then we have Kill Devil Diesel O-ringed heads. This is before the aluminum heads were even available. But there's no port job on it, just his standard head. I have videos out on all the different salutations. What's up, man? How you doing, Snake? So I have his just standard head with O-rings, all the upgrades he does with the standard pressure valve springs, new OEM lifters, the push rods that he sells, the upgraded chrome moly ones. I also just put in, are you running side? Nathan, we're going to get to that in just a minute, okay? So we have, where was I? Oh, I just recently replaced, and what the video coming out tonight is about is my CNC fabrication stage 1 high pressure oil pump. We got a new pump in the truck. The factory one was on it for 180,000 miles. So we did upgrade that unit, and that's a story in and of itself. We'll get into it another live stream why I did that at the time. But so that pump is in there, running great product. You guys will see the in-depth unboxing and kind of review of that later tonight. That video will go live. And then moving on from there, we have a Colt Stage 2 camshaft, which is the single greatest upgrade I've done to that truck. I love that camshaft. It is a blast. And the drivability is just amazing. From towing to street performance to drag strip, just across the board, great product. If you're tearing your truck down, put a camshaft in. I specifically recommend the Colt Stage 2 because it's been so great for me. But like I said, hands down my favorite modification to the truck. What's up, Sean? Welcome in, man. Good to see you. That's 2 in a row, Sean. Look at you go, brother. Those of you guys that don't know, Sean's been a long-time subscriber. He's been a huge supporter of the channel. So as I get to know some of you guys, I always kind of start joking around with you. Those of you guys, some of you will remember that powerstroke bloke used to comment first before he got a job and probably found some girls or something to talk to as well. And this channel became lower on his list. I tell you, there's a lot I watch. Hey, man, I appreciate that, Ford Power. I really do. That's awesome. John from Always Up Too Late in here. Awesome. Good to have you. It's a record. That's right, Sean. Nah, no, girl. One day, bloke. You don't need to be shy on here. Ford Power, thank you very much for that compliment, man. I really do appreciate it. That's an amazingly kind thing to say. And there's so many people out there on YouTube that are making great content, so I really appreciate that. But I'm working my butt off. I believe that, bloke. So moving on from there, we do have a PowerMax Turbo with a cast wheel. Going from there at that point, we have going from there, we have I just drew a blank. Oh, my Warren 175 stock CC premium injectors I just put in the truck recently. Sean, I got some of the yard work done. I did not get all of it done, but we're making progress, brother. Then after the premium injectors from Warren Diesel, we go to a 4-inch turbo-backed exhaust. And that is it. I am leveled with airbags in the rear on 35-inch tires. So that's where the truck currently sits at. I just wanted to kind of get a lot of that information out there for everybody. Mow that lawn, Jared. Dude, we have had like nonstop rain. It's been incredibly hard to get to mowing the lawn here recently. It's been a giant pain in the butt. In fact, we get a lot of water in our side yard, and we had like a mini little stream going through it earlier today. That was a blast. But as far as the truck, what it's done on the dyno and at the track prior to the injector upgrade, guys, the truck ran a best time of 14.7 at the track. That was with a terrible 60 foot, like a 2.6 60 foot time, which those of you guys that know drag racing know that is awful. That is all me. That's my fault. I'm bad at drag racing because I've only gone once. But the truck is definitely capable of faster times from there. It's just whether I get up to that point. Some emissions laws seem to help diesel more than anything. We have not, but Snake, we are open to kind of anything here. This is for you guys. Just giving an update on my truck, where it's at, what it's done for a lot of the new subscribers, and I definitely welcome that conversation. Definitely, that's awesome for all anybody that loves modding their vehicle. That's a great thing that could come from it. But just to finish up, so ran a 14.7 at the track on my stock injectors. I didn't have the new injectors in the truck yet, and it put down 503 horsepower with 1,010 pound-feet of torque on the dyno, again with stock injectors, with all other mods that I just listed being the same. So it has done, it has put down some pretty good power. Now with the 175 injectors, again, I'm running a stock nozzle. I'm not sure what it'll do at the track, but in September, late August, we're planning on heading back to the track and the dyno to start doing some more videos. And I have some cool dyno videos with hopefully planning to do a before and after with a billet wheel in the PowerMax. Whoops. Where am I at here? Sorry, I minimized my screen. But I am not dyno tuned. That tune was made with Innovative Diesel Performance's Ultimate X tune for the drag race and on the dyno. And I think really just some of that came from just everything. The cam, having quality heads from Kill Devil Diesel that flowed just ever so slightly more, the ported intake manifold, the BD exhaust, I forgot to list that. And it's just kind of everything together when you see it work. And there takes a lot of the factory issues out of the equation to let the truck do what it needs to. I think stock injectors would probably do maybe even a little bit more if I would have had ported heads. But ported heads, you really start talking a lot of money to make it happen. I think like packages start at like $1,800 on top of it. A Fickum tune is definitely in my future. Infamous 6.0, everybody. Welcome back, Mike. Good to have you, brother. We've all missed you, man. I'm stoked that you just kind of got in here. That's awesome. Sean, definitely Fickum tuning is in my future, in the very near future. I think I'm pretty sold on Power Hungry Performance's Fickum tuner with the 4 different packages. And one dyno video I want to make is going back up to the dyno and actually testing no Fickum tune, and then the 4 different levels of Fickum tune and see what results they produce. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's moving. 69 was a good year for the Chevelle, man. Definitely 69 is probably my favorite year Chevelle. I used to be my dream project car, man. That's awesome. It has since changed, but that used to be one of my favorite cars, and I always had a dream of building one. Maybe one day I'll still get to live that dream, but 69, definitely my favorite year. Infamous, it's good to have you in the chat, man. It really is. 6-0 roll call. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Your support, guys, has been insane. Absolutely insane, and it's overwhelming how supportive a lot of you guys have been, and very, very appreciated. what you guys do for this channel. If it wasn't for all of you, this wouldn't be a thing. I wouldn't be here doing a live chat and hanging out with you guys. You know, it's amazing. Nathan, a lot of people that talk build plans with me hit me up on Instagram. Take our channel name, but after the 0, put an H. That's us on Instagram. There should be a link in my channel art. If you go to like the channel page after this is over, there should be a link to my Instagram in there. And just send me a DM, and I definitely am more than happy to talk build plans with you. I love racing. I didn't realize I loved racing, and then I went racing and realized I too love racing. You know, and Nathan, you had another question, what you were talking about up here a little bit ago. Let me quick. So am I running stock injectors? You probably just heard. No, I am not. I'm running 175 stock nozzle premium Warren diesel injectors without sacrificing towing ability. So here's the thing with that is there's a really broad range of what offers the best towing ability. So I am currently advocating for Warren diesel premium injectors. That's what I'm running. They're reasonably priced. Excuse me, and they're just a good injector so far from what I can tell. Shipping was very fast. And basically, with towing in mind, if you're running just a single turbo, it's a little different if you get into compound turbos, but if you're just running like a Power Max or a KC stage 1 to 2, as long as you don't go bigger than a 30 cc or a 30% nozzle, you will not lose any towing drivability, because your tuner, you can run as much fuel as you want out of a 30 cc nozzle. The tuner should be able to tune it down and make it run the way you need for a tow file. So I'm currently running, again, 175 stock nozzles. 175 30s are good. I don't really care for what the results I've seen with 155 stock or 155 30s. But I do like a 155 stock nozzle. I think is a really safe injector. I will probably be upgrading to either a 175 30 or a 190 30 in the future. So I hope that answers that. If not, send me a comment or send me another message here and we'll start answering that. So, and you got hit me up on Instagram. Just getting caught up on what's been going on. Yeah, John, you've been absent, brother. I actually just text you earlier about that. It's good to have you in here. Infamous is in here with us. Let's see here. What are you running EGTs? Sean, I will say that the Power Max struggles with the 175 stock nozzle because I can pretty easily on a race tune smack the 1500 degree mark, and if I had to guess down the quarter mile, I'm probably looking about 16 to 1700, which is about the upper limit of what you want to do, even in just for a split second. As long as you let out after that, it seems like that is the upper threshold of what you can do. Before I go back to the drag strip, though, I will be looking into that because I don't want to destroy my truck. That would be a bad day. I don't know if I would cry, but it might be close. And nobody wants to see a grown man truck cry. Nobody. Diesel Truck Authority, welcome to the party. Those of you guys that know, Diesel Truck Authority is one of the channels I gave a shout out to several videos back now. They've been a huge supporter. They've kind of posted my videos before, so go check them out after this, though. Hang out for the live stream, enjoy this time, and then go check them out later tonight and subscribe to them. I almost gave up on my 03 Excursion, watching your videos kick my ass into gear. Ford Power, don't give up on a 6-liter, man. They're fun trucks, and especially when you build them right, they are a blast. Don't hurt him like that. Have you raced here, bro? No, we have not raced. I did not race the Mustang. I will lose to the Mustang. I am well aware of that. His truck I would smoke. He's still running stock tuning, and I'm obviously pretty well modified at this point. But it still would be fun to see how far away I was from the Mustang, I think. Nathan, I've had great experience with Warren Diesel so far. They're highly regarded on the forums as one of the best injectors. If you or injector builders, I should say. Also, Greg over at Diesel and Automotive, he's the guy that actually did the base build on my truck for bulletproofing it. And he loves full force diesel. He utilizes them quite frequently for 7.3s and 6.0s. So go give them a check out. MIA for a while. Infamous, we all miss you, brother. Definitely miss you, man. It's great info. Thanks. No problem, Nathan. Glad I could help. Glad that's what this is all about, is being able to help each other out. What's up, Diesel fam? That's right. Ford Diesel go. This is welcome to the Diesel family, guys. Glad to have everybody here. I like the Holley carburetors. I'm old school. I don't know much about carburetors, man. I wish I did, and I do plan to one day still build a carbureted motor. It's kind of a dream of mine to one day do, and at some point I plan to make that dream reality. So it's in my future. No. Diesel Truck Authority, thank you. We appreciate it, man. Like I said, you've been a huge supporter for us. It's been a blast. 6.0 powerstroke diesel for life. I'll check it out after this Ford Diesel. Infamous, that's been good. I need to get my button gear to crank out some good quality content, man. Hey, look, all it takes is a cell phone and some time. It's not always easy, but that's all it takes to make stuff happen. And what was your build list? I remember seeing it up here. Where is it? I want to upgraded 03 turbo injectors, AEM intake, dual 4-inch exhaust, studded, dyno tuned. Nice. Who dyno tuned it, man? I mean, just strictly talking diesels, the 6.6 Duramax is a great motor. I know there's been years where it wasn't as good as others, but all in all, the 6.6 Duramax is a great motor. Same with the Cummins. But, you know, some of those guys like to act like they don't have any issues and they're perfect, and they're clearly not, just like the 6-liter Powerstroke is far from perfect. But I do like all of them. If I did, let's see you guys comment. For those of you guys that have Powerstrokes, if you didn't have a Powerstroke, what would you get, a Cummins or a Duramax? Me personally, I would probably get a Duramax. I would get a Duramax. Probably nothing. I would. It was like, what was done to it? I have a buddy bloke that has a modified 6-liter he bought, and he has no idea what is done to it, whether it's tuned, not tuned. He has no idea what's going on with that truck. It looks like a giant pain. I love my 4BT Swap Ranger. That would be cool, dude. Conrail 24 valve. If not Powerstroke or Cummins, that would be pretty cool. Cummins, I need a solid front axle. I agree with you on the solid front axle. There's some very pricey parts for Chevys to make them more durable, but I'd probably look at a solid axle swap on that. I think that would be a great. Where's my chat here? There we go. Personally, Powerstroke. Yeah, I don't like the independent front suspension, but I prefer the Duramax motor, but I would probably swap a solid axle. I'd probably put a Ford solid axle under it. Gotta have a little Ford in there. Chevy bird. Yeah, I mean, they ride nice, and I think they've made them. The aftermarket has solved most of the issues with that independent front suspension on the Chevys, but I'm with you guys right there. I would definitely be all about doing a solid axle swap on a Duramax. I think that'd be, I just like it on what these trucks do. That's just my preference. Banks does keep cranking out some cool L5P stuff, and actually, ow! I just hit my desk, guys, and it really hurt. Oh, man. Anyway, the one guy, Truck Guy Joe, some of you guys may recognize him. He joins in the comments. He's a friend of mine. He has a really nice L5P that he actually is using the Banks tuner on. I raced him. I lost to him by about half a second, which half a second sounds like a lot, but it's less than you'd think. But he is an awesome guy, and we are planning on meeting up and doing another race in the near future. It's out now. My 350. Well, that's, like I said, 69 Chevelle, one of my favorite years for it. Definitely. Did I? Let's see. I think I got all the comments there. The Duramax L5P is a great motor. Cummins is a great motor, guys. I do agree with all of you that kind of give Chevy a hard time on the independent front suspension. Like I said, I think the aftermarket has fixed it, but axle under there, and I think it'd be a cool way to make that Duramax your truck, something that not a ton of people have out there. I would probably run a tow file, like a 40 or 60 horsepower tow tune, and I'd probably wait until it blew head gaskets, and then I'd stud it. I don't think I'd take it apart just for the fun of it. I think I'd wait till it blew, and then I'd make sure I took care of it. The can tunes run nice. They aren't quite as finished as the custom tunes from WPE or Innovative Diesel Performance. But they're decent. I would definitely recommend custom tunes because it will take your truck to kind of the next level. I remember running a 65 horsepower can tune, and when I got my Power Hungry Performance 40 horsepower tune, it was like night and day. The shipping was better, the drivability was better, just a completely much more polished tune. So I definitely recommend, when you are able to, get custom tuning from. I've run Power Hungry Performance tuning. Love those guys. Innovative Diesel has great tuning, especially when you're talking about going fast. WPE probably has my favorite overall tow file, and it's actually a modified version of their normal tow file. So I have a video, like 2 or 3 videos back, about that, so go check that out. But yeah, love that tune. Great. Highly recommend it. 6.7 currently would be preferred. 6.7. If you in the past, all diesels have problems. Just pick what you feel like fixing. Ain't that the truth? When people give me, I remember somebody saying like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna blow head gaskets." I'm like, "Oh, that's about a $4,500 job done correctly. Your transmission is gonna cost you about $6,500. So in your Cummins, so I don't really care." They each have their issues. You just got to fix them. And then when you start making more power, you find new weak links. That's for sure. Yeah, I haven't had the 6.7. A 6.7 would be awesome. I really want a 6.7 one day. Ford Power, definitely. You need to fix it right the first time. That's why when I did my build, it was incredibly extensive with aftermarket head cylinder heads that were upgraded, O-ring, Preston valve seats, full-length valve guides, reinforced and known weak points in the head itself. I think fixing it correctly is the reason that trucks get bad reputations in the first place. If someone's talking bad about a truck or this product or that product, it's because it wasn't fixed right the first time. Tune bolt-ons, no problem so far. 140 in a minute. Look at definitely awesome platform. Thanks. So yeah. What all do you guys have here? Any more questions for me, guys? I love live streams. It's fun getting to interact with you guys. It really is kind of what keeps me going at times, because it's just fun to get to kind of talk to you guys. What do you guys think about Big Dog cylinder heads? I wish I could say that in the same tone he does. powerstrokehelp.com is what we're talking about now. So powerstrokehelp.com is obviously a website and a garage based on helping Powerstroke owners, but typically he seems to really be a 6-liter guy as far as his repair goes. I have heard him talk about 6.4s, and I've seen him recently say he's been taking 7.3s elsewhere to work on. He's just too busy. As far as his Big Dog cylinder heads, I think it is very similar to what a lot of the industry for 6-liter repairs have come to, and that is that the stock cylinder head is inadequate. There were cost-cutting measures in there by just hardening the metal at the valve seats, and instead of cutting them out and pressing in a some type of matrix metal in there that's more suited for it. But I think it's probably a good product. He offers lifetime warranty on stuff done in his shop. I think it's like, I don't know, I want to say somewhere around 10 grand. But I do think he's kind of a little skimpy on tuning. I don't think you get to kind of pick like whose tunes you run, and I don't think he's a big advocate of some of the other goodies on these trucks, like bigger injectors, turbos. I'm sure he's fine with like a Power Max, but if you wanted to run like a KC Stage 2, I don't know, guys. I haven't talked to Bill Hewitt at Powerstroke Help, but overall, I think he has a pretty good product when he's talking full teardown of these motors and rebuilds. Ford Power, I gotta tell you, I recommend Kill Devil Diesel all day long. Jared's great to work with. He has a great product. He has a proven product. Not that Powerstroke Help doesn't have a proven product. They're just not. They're in Georgia. They're nowhere near me. I can't get to them. Whereas I can get Kill Devil Diesel cylinder heads, and I think Kill Devil Diesel is more inclined to the market of the 6-liter that I'm into, and that is asking for a fair amount of power, yet still having the drivability and towing capability that the 6-liter came with, if not improving upon that. Ford Power, I don't know if he still sells the big dog cylinder heads. I think it's strictly come into the shop and have it worked on, so I think that kind of gives you your answer a little bit. Double check with him. I don't want to talk for powerstrokehelp.com. I am not affiliated with them. I don't know. I know very little about them. I watch their videos quite frequently, and I think he has a lot of great information out there. I think I probably just disagree ever so slightly on it. Like I said, I'm kind of more, I want an awesome play truck that also it goes pretty fast. Peyton, what's up, man? Like I said, so I think he has a great product, and I bet his mechanics do an absolutely amazing job at what they do on those motors. They definitely know them. I mean, he probably cranks out God knows how many trucks a month, but they do an awesome job there. So I don't think you'd be picking an inferior product, just a different product from Kill Devil Diesel. So they're kind of apples to oranges, probably the same end result. Street Speed sent me over here. Who, Street Speed? There is a Street Speed subscriber I haven't. I want to. No Truck Center. Bloke, man, I would love a new 6.7. I'll come right out and say that, but at the same time, I think the 6-liter Powerstroke is the best sounding on the market. Truck Central sent you over here. Truck Central is an awesome channel. They featured both Josh's and my truck. I do stay loosely in contact with him. But they do some awesome stuff over there. I love their channel, and they've been huge for my channel. They've helped me more than they probably realize. So very supportive of those guys. That's one of the channels I always recommend to people to go over there. I have a KC Stage 2. I think the Stage 2 is probably a good turbo. I've actually been looking at this Turbo Time USA. They have some real oddball sizes, like 65.6 millimeter compressor wheel, so like a Stage 2.25, I guess. But excuse me. To the bone, but the 6.4 has. The 6.4 definitely has higher numbers. I think the cost to make a 6-liter more reliable than a 6.4 is lower. I'm sure you can, but I mean, I would want ceramic coated pistons in the 6.4. I'd want connecting rods definitely upgraded on them. They're hard-on components. They're a great motor. They're a heck of a power plant, but International made some pretty significant design flaws when they put that truck together, and I think they definitely need to kind of or not that they can fix it anymore, but it's definitely an issue. Did I say Ford as far as the 6.4? I meant to say International if I messed that up. Do you know what the stock 325 is the stock horsepower rating on a completely stock 6-liter. DTA, that's correct. That is only the new 6.7 starting in 2011 have been made by Ford. I feel like I messed somebody up here. Peyton, by the way, thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for joining us over here. Definitely appreciate the shout out from Truck Central. Huge shout out to you guys that aren't subscribed to them. Go check them out at a later date. Well, after this. They've been huge for our channel, so I definitely want to show some support for those guys over there. I've had a blast. Also, Steve from Hammer Down Motorsports is another guy that's been awesome for just helping me kind of learn some of this YouTube stuff. He's been a huge help to me, so definitely want to show him support as well. Let's see here. Oh, this Turbo Time America, guys, or Turbo Time USA, I think is what it is. They have some oddball sizes and some, like, one guy has this, they have like a velocity stack built in to the turbo. They do some crazy off-the-wall stuff not off-the-wall, but they do some crazy stuff with their turbos. I want to reach out to them and kind of talk to them because a lot of you guys probably know I am not sticking with the PowerMax turbo in the long haul. Look, what's everyone think of 12-valve Cummins? I think they're slow in factory form. I think as far as reliability, when you make next to no power, it's easy to be that reliable. And I think they're a good motor. I don't know much about the performance aspect of it. I know there's, I think Loud and Proud, I think his channel would be much more appropriate to talk about the performance of a 12-valve Cummins than myself because I don't really know. I would love to see and ride in his twin turbo or compound turbo setup he has. I think that'd be awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to get to your questions and just got slammed. I don't want to say it's a bad motor, but I mean, it's also dated. The 12-valve Cummins is how old. Like, I mean, not to say there aren't people that pull crazy power out of them, those P-pumps and nonsense, but it's just not what I know as far, like, I'm kind of ignorant to the topic, so I should probably keep my mouth shut. But, it's old technology. There's just newer, better stuff out there. Again, not to say you can't spend 10 grand and make one perform in every aspect better than my truck or even better than new trucks. But I don't know. I don't care for them personally. I don't like the way the Cummins sound with exhaust on them. Maybe it's because most Cummins owners tend to just straight pipe them. Like, I don't even have a straight pipe 6-liter. But I don't know. Like I said, I probably shouldn't even talk because I don't really know. You pick one up because it's easy. Oh man, DTA. That's funny. Okay, Mustang. Let's see here. I've thought about PowerMax, but it seems that too much light is stuff. I want to say that the PowerMax turbo, for some reason, is the single most hated on turbo for our trucks. When you look at other truck platforms that use Garrett turbos, they're not nearly as hated on. But it's a good turbo, and it does not deserve the hate that it receives from the market. But you had there's some companies that came out, and I'm not going to say any of them because some of them aren't even around anymore, that acted like the PowerMax was terrible turbo, but then put turbos out that were very similar and actually had less overall airflow than the PowerMax. But if you talk to Charlie at KC Turbo, he will not. I've not heard him badmouth the PowerMax like I've heard other people. Overall, it's a good turbo. If you want less lag, there's a guy on powerstroke.org that basically combined a stage 2 and a stage 1.5. He took a Duramax, I forget what year Duramax turbine wheel, which will fit into the early, the early 03 or PowerMax turbine housing, and then took a stage 2 compressor side from KC Turbo and made his own turbo, and he's been incredibly happy with it. I think that'd be a cool turbo, and that'd definitely limit your lag. But overall, the PowerMax I have a stock PowerMax, and it's been a great turbo for me. Very happy with it overall. Very little lag. Anything done to your trans? And nothing is done to my trans. Not a single thing at all. It's holding together fine so far. I do plan on draining the fluid and putting fresh stuff in there. And there's some transmission mods potentially coming in the future. My transmission will obviously not last forever, but we'll see what it does down the road. But currently nothing is done to it at all. It's completely stock. Doesn't even have a deep pan, doesn't have an 08 pan or 08 filter. Just stock 180,000 mile transmission that's probably not loving life at this point because of all the extra power. DTA, I think that's my favorite comment of the night about the 12 valve. I've thought about doing a loop tune. I have not thought about doing a loop tune on my truck. I don't personally care for them. Nothing against people that do them, but I don't particularly care for them all that much. Just isn't the feel I'm going for with my truck. The 12 valve Cummins, it's just a unique monster. I think it's a good motor, especially for its time. It was amazing. The fact that we can even sit here and talk about it today in any relevance, I think, is a testament to its overall, how amazing it was overall, especially for its time. The fact that it can be relevant in today's day and age of common rail injection, twin turbos from factory, or any of that other nonsense. It's quite impressive all in all. Everyone commenting on DTA's comment. A FICM tune is also another way to limit lag. I can't comment on it, but many people say that FICM tunes is what makes them have next to no lag. So that's something to think about, guys. I'm planning on doing some reviews of that in the future, but that probably won't be till maybe October that I start getting into that stuff. Powerstroke look, I've not heard of 650, at least not for long. I'm going to disagree with you. I think if you are a very conservative driver at 600 to 650 horsepower, you could make one last. But I got to tell you, I do not see one hanging out long at that horsepower. That's a lot of power for a factory transmission. I've heard of people lasting 600. I would imagine they're very conservative drivers, and they probably don't really beat on their truck at all. They might have a race tune that made 600 or 650, but I doubt they utilized it in any way, shape, or form, truthfully. Maybe they ran a tow tune and said, hey, my truck's lasting. Nine yards of L daily. I'm running 175 stock. Just seems to have so much lag with stock turbo. Makes me afraid to get something. A 170, a stock turbo shouldn't really have lag. You might have a boost leak or an exhaust leak. I would probably look into that pretty heavily because my stock turbo with Innovative Diesel's Ultimate X Tune, that thing spooled instantly, and it was like a little rocket ship. It was crazy what that truck would do with the stock turbo. Now, I do have more lag with the PowerMax, but still very minimal. Nothing to complain about, that's for sure. So I would either look at, if you don't already have custom tunes, I'd definitely get some custom tunes. WPE makes a great daily driving race tune that's fun and very safe. I love it. I'm running 175 stock nozzle injectors. Loading in 5, GA pretty common, like the bank system. Ford Power, see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate all the support, brother. Would you like to have a ZF6? I would not. I am not interested in a ZF6 transmission in the least. I know there's people that go all out about those transmissions and love them. More power to you. Just not interested in shifting my diesel truck. Plus, in between the shifts, you lose. If I did have one, I would probably want an '07 turbo, the later style, the smaller guy, for less lag. But every time you shift, you have to start over with your boost. You lose all boost in that process. So like I said, zero interest in the manual 6-liter Power Stroke side. I like the 5R. It sounds so good. In theory, yeah, but it's just not for me. That's me personally. If I did make one, if I did get one and wanted to do something with it, I would probably I'd probably take like an '07 compressor wheel or turbine wheel, and I'd probably put it on like a Power Max sized compressor wheel and call it a day. That way I kind of have a fairly small turbo in the scheme of things. Where's my chat go? There it is. This is for stock transit for the limited pro pulling truck. Not sure what power they had. The 6-liter transmission is a monster. Now, there were changes from the early styles, like was most likely in my truck, and about '05, late '04, they ran out of leftover parts from 7.3s. So there are some differences. I think the later style is more robust from my understanding. Excuse me. We're overall a better transmission. So definitely keep that in mind, guys, when you're looking at them. I am talking to Greg over at Diesel and Automotive about transmission stuff because it's kind of like the last worry list. I do have an axle swap planned this fall. I'm hoping to make that happen. So there is something to consider there. Got a follower on Instagram. Mine's an 03 Centennial, so old train. Yeah, Bloke, you and I are in the same boat, brother. What do you think about the BD 5R110? I like BD products overall. I'm not. I don't want to say anything bad about their transmission, but I know somebody that in a very short time span had it was a pump failure in their BD. Yes, obviously covered under warranty, but yeah, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. It was somebody that I know personally. It's not hearsay. Mine's one of 100th year anniversary. That's pretty awesome, dude. Power Stroke Bloke. As far as the BD transmission, yeah, I'm just not thrilled. I don't like their torque converters for 6-liters more than anything. It's a dual disc. The stock one is a triple disc. It's not the stock one's not billet, but it is a triple disc from factory. Ford really put the transmission together well. I don't know why BD has a dual disc or twin disc, whatever the heck the appropriate term is for it. I think that's kind of lame, and that kind of turns me off as well. Transmissions I'm looking at, Warren Diesel is a name out there. Warren Diesel sells a full billet kit for build. If you have somebody, I don't know anything about ATS, Sean. I've looked at them. I don't know much about them. Don't screw with perfect. Yeah, I'm looking at the Warren Diesel builds and maybe having Greg at DNA actually basically getting a second transmission and dropping it off and letting him build it over the course of whenever. So, I mean, I know my transmission is going to give way, and I'm not into that. So I do want something built. Red Diamond, I've heard good things about. Twisted Transmission, I believe it is. NADA or something like that, or NAPA, something like that. They have transmissions. I've heard good things about them as well. I'm basically looking for a fully built transmission and torque converter setup. You're talking $5,000 to $6,000 just for the stuff to have a truck that can, you know, full billet all the way across. When you're talking, my truck will probably, all said and done, lay down a little less than 600 horsepower on a race tune, and probably around 350 on a tow file. Maybe 375 tops is all I'm really shooting for on my tow tune. So stuff to consider, but Red Diamond is legit. Yeah, I've heard good things about Red Diamond, and I'm starting to see them more come up on forums and come up in different shops I've looked at. I try to stay pretty current, at least on 6-liter stuff. Anyone who loves diesel, check out Instagram. So any other questions, guys? You know, when we get to the transmission stuff, I'll get more into that. The high pressure oil pump video is going to be released tonight. It's actually finished being edited. And as soon as I'm done at the live stream, guys, I'm going to just post that up and be done. I need to get some videos out about going over the air test on the early style. The O-Dog intake is a pain in the butt, guys, in case anyone's wondering. But I need to go over that. I have a high pressure oil pump replacement video for the early style. So all that stuff are videos that are already filmed, ready to go. I think I'm going to do a turbo clean and rebuild on my stock turbo that I had. If anybody's interested in it, I will maybe look at a price and stuff. Why are diesel parts so expensive? I hear you, dude. I want a regulated return, and every time I look at them, it's like, that's just disgusting. The cost it's like $600 in parts, $600, $650 for the Fuel Bullet Elite model. Plus then I got to buy a $65 oil housing so I can get rid of the fuel bowl under my hood. Mustang, I don't know if you've seen it. We have a video we just posted a couple of days back about putting a Diamond Eye performance exhaust on my brother's. And I think we paid like $240, $250 on eBay for the aluminized one with a muffler. You can definitely get straight piped 6-liter exhaust for $250 all day long. And they're easy to install. And they sound, we actually have us cutting off parts of the exhaust right after the muffler and sound clips of what it sounds like with the stock piping. Also, right off the downpipe we did, and then we basically did that in reverse as we installed it, right off the downpipe, like right under the cab. And then also an axle dump with the 4-inch, and then again, the whole setup with muffler and everything. So, do you have any more cosmetic mods planned, Jared? Yes, I do, bloke. So just to finish answering Mustang's question, go check out that video with the Diamond Eye performance. At least if you want to hear the different exhaust clips with it, like I said, we have where the stock, completely stock without a cat, we cut the muffler off. We played it right there, right off the downpipe. We did another section, so what that sounds like, and then again in reverse, putting in the 4-inch turbo back system. We did that then too. So go check that video out. Then I think you'll like it. And like I said, we have sound clips of everything going. Cosmetic mods at the moment that are planned. We have something for the Raptor grill from InShane Design down the road coming. I have paint to match mirror caps I'm going to do a video on. I used to run them. One fell off and got dinged up, so I need to redo them. But they're going back on the truck. I have the 08 mirrors with the white cap. I think looks awesome on the truck. I've thought about getting tint done to my headlights to match my fog lights. I don't know. I'm kind of undecided on that. It's illegal to not have a cat. They don't care about 6-liters. Technically, yes. Technically, it is illegal. I think it's like a federal thing, too. But nobody's looking for your catless 6-liter do window tint, bro. I've thought about going very, very light. In Pennsylvania, we can have incredibly light tint on the front, but it's like next to nothing. But I have thought about doing it, but at the moment, it is not high on my priority list. I'm in the process of peeling out my bed liner and then I want to get Line-X done to it once I get my cheap liner peeled out of the truck. What else? The axle swap with a lift will give a little bit cosmetic difference because the axle's longer. And we'll see what it does to my lift when I pick all that stuff out. Now go 5% can't see squat. If I do tint, I don't want to not be able to see out at night. That would drive me insane. I'd be irritated a little bit. But I was going to save this, but I doubt anybody's going to watch 56 minutes of this video after it goes up. But I want to do a hood scoop, like active, like the Ram Air. And there's also like the heat venting hoods. I'd like to get one of those. I'm taking my R37 to PSP. I've heard great things about PSP. I run their coolant reroute. They have some very expensive parts, but they have a good reputation, and I know they've put together numerous very nice 6 liters, putting some power out. So yeah, I would feel confident in my truck going to PSP. What do you think of Sinister diesel stuff? I think some of it's good, and I think some of it's not so good. Their coolant bottle looks really, really nice for the 6 liter. Their intercooler piping is probably made in China, much like the intercooler piping I am currently running on my truck. It's mediocre, but it does get the job done. I just don't think it's very good, all in all. So some of their stuff I like, some of it not so much. They, to this day, the last time I checked, they still advertise a PowerMax with dual ball bearings is what they advertise, and that's not a thing. The only ball bearing VGT turbo on the market is KC turbo at the moment. So I think I would like for them to kind of fix some of their advertising. Kind of gives a bad taste in my mouth, but I have bought parts from them on more than one occasion. I have another comment showing, Bloke, I've had to approve some of your comments. I don't know why, but I don't have any that need approved at the moment. Yeah, no. Not sure which comments you're talking about. But yeah, they are showing up. And I do want to say I feel the same way about Extreme Diesel Performance. I've actually purchased a lot from Extreme Diesel Performance, but again, some of their stuff, you know, it's, I don't know. Some of their like Extreme Diesel Performance brand stuff is just rebranding of other people's products for like the same price. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk bad about them. I think they do. I think both sites do a pretty good job. I do think Sinister Diesel, their exhaust manifolds, I would never run if they gave them to me for free. Their Y pipe, I would never run if they gave it to me for free. For whatever that's worth, I think those are not good components, and they don't have a good reputation as far as reliability goes. Exhaust manifold, BD Diesel for exhaust manifolds on these trucks, or the what's the other one? GPP looks like a really nice set. Steed Speed makes a nice set, though good luck finding them. They're not often around, thus is why nobody really carries them. Who else do I like for exhaust manifold? Steed Speed. Somebody else makes a nice set. Maryland Diesel Performance does. I don't think they've actually released like the finished product, not just the prototype that has like ceramic coating or something on it. They look pretty sharp. They seem pretty awesome. But yeah, so that's, yeah, I know I'm not trying to ding Sinister Diesel by any means. I just think some of their products, you know, like the dual ball bearing in a stock PowerMax, that's not a thing. That'd look good, Book. That would look really good on your truck. Oh, that's true. It's your dad's truck. But it would look good on your dad's truck. Tell him it's Jared approved. I don't know if he cares, but let him know it's Jared approved. Gonna get hate mail from his dad. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this. It's getting late. I'm going to get this video up, and I'm going to work on some other stuff. So anyway,